Hey guys, this is part 2 of my Quictent greenhouse 25 by 10 by 7 assembly. As you can see, we have the frame up, getting ready to put down the garden cloth in the bottom, and I've added some string twine over the top 2 portions of the roof to give it a little bit more support underneath the cover when the cover goes on, because I will be tying the cover down on top, so it'll have the twine underneath along with the framework itself and the ropes going across the top, hopefully to give it a little bit more security. But like I said, we're going to be laying down the garden fabric there, and I'm going to try my theory on staking this thing down. I'm going to be using regular steel fence posts, and I'm going to nail them in the corners, hopefully to about this height right here, where I can actually tie the corners off and possibly put 1 or 2 along the way to the frame to help secure it a little tighter. So here's what it looks like with the landscape fabric down, and I have gone ahead and nailed in 2 of those fence posts on the front 2 corners, and I'm going to cable tie those to the actual greenhouse frame. Add a couple of more through the middle and the other 2 on the other end. That, along with the cover tie downs, it should be pretty stable. Okay, so I have now staked in the steel fence posts on the corners and zip tied them to the greenhouse frame. I may come back and use some metal ties also, but I nailed those in on all 4 corners. And right now I just have 1 on each side along the ends. I think that'll be enough, but I do have a couple of more to use just in case. And I just used a regular 6-foot tall farm fence post, and they're nailed in a little over 3 foot in the ground. Hopefully that'll give me the support I need to keep the greenhouse down on the ground itself. What I'm going to do when the cover goes on, I've bought these screw-in yard stakes, and I'm going to place them right along each one of the upright poles and use some of this rope to crisscross across the top of the cover to give it a little extra tie down. Okay, so one of the modifications I'm going to be doing to my greenhouse is I'm going to be putting a shade cloth over a portion of it. I have some delicate plants that can't take the direct sun, so I'm putting this underneath the cover so I have something to attach it to, the high hoops, then I'm going to use the cover on top. Not sure if I'm going to be using these to attach it or this. And this is the tarp. Let's see how it looks. And that's how the shade cloth will look underneath the cover. I was able to use the ball straps. I just strapped it on the ends. Gonna leave it open on the other, but gives a little bit of a shade, not too much. And then the cover for the greenhouse will go over the top. I'll be taking these Edison lights down. I do have some grow lights that I'll be hanging along this line here and along this rail here on both sides to give supplemental light. But the shade cover will give a little protection from our more delicate plants who can't handle the direct sunlight itself. Thank you for watching the videos. And now, here goes the cover. And that is the Quictent with the cover on. I've got these front two windows still closed and rolled up the back three here. It does have doors on either end. I've got the screen closed on the back end right now, just so air can circulate through. You can tie up the door and the screen, and you can tie up both to leave the opening open. And this is my completed Quictent high hoop greenhouse. I think the shade cloth inside is going to help for my plants in the back. I have already strung up the lights for the grow lights, just don't have the bulbs in there yet. And I'll get you a video showing that a little later.